Hello, everyone. We're late.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock. We're right on time. Tonight, we are going to be discussing flying changes,
And the difficulties therein, or the ease with which they come.
both because we have our flying changes course on sale this week. We are going to be discussing how to fix late flying changes. We're going to be discussing our interview with Sabine, because that was a good one that we had in Stripes. And we're going to be discussing progress because it's been so awesome to see everyone's progress in 30 days to round and also in training scale.
Right.
Yes. You did training scale office hours. How was that?
That was good.
That was good. Very good. So, shall we talk about flying changes first?
Okay. What would you like to say?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I hope you were able to come to the webinar, because in the webinar, I really talked about the system for how to teach flying changes correctly, which I think is really important to understand, because a lot of people just one day like wake up and canter across the diagonal and try to get their horse to change, and they haven't really taught their horse the right steps in order to get the change to happen.
Well, that's kind of a hunter change. You aim for the corner and turn real fast.
Or just gallop across a pole and hope it happens.
Yeah.
And specifically late flying changes, because this week's YouTube video was me working with a student in a clinic whose horse had learned to do late flying changes. And it's really hard to fix when they learn to do them late. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. And then as a rider to be able to feel it.
Oh, yeah. I think I can't always feel it personally. Can you?
Yeah, I cannot really. I really need somebody on the ground going, yes, no, yes, no. So the changes are a thing. And then if you can't feel it and you practice a lot by yourself, your horse just gets really good at making late changes.
Yeah. So how do you fix it if they're late behind? What's your secret sauce?
I make sure that there's some straightness and then hunches in.
Before the change.
To try and make the change happen sooner back there.
And also really focusing on the activity of the canter, like that the canter is really quick and active and under. And for your transitions, like your walk canter and your trot canter, that you really feel the hind leg come first. That's really important.
Yeah, well, for the canter, what I'm thinking is short, quick, bouncy. Short, quick, bouncy. So that there's enough hang time so that there's air between the hoof and the ground.
Yeah.
Because if it gets too much ground cover long, there just isn't enough air time.
And then they're going to change late behind.
Right, because they have to land.
Yeah. But I would definitely say that flying changes are something that you want to do them correctly to begin with. Because if you do them incorrectly to start with, then it's hard to overcome that. If your horse learns to do them wrong.
Right, you're starting behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. As I'm currently working on fixing
that is quite difficult. Anything you teach your horse that you don't want it to know is going to make the job harder. They don't unknow things that they know.
Yeah.
So if they've learned the wrong thing, that they know that thing, whatever it is, it's monumentally difficult in the flying changes, but it's not good on anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, it's important that you have all the prerequisites really solid before you start with the flying changes. And I think that's also something that people don't realize, is that the prerequisites have to be really, really solid. Like not just, okay, I can go walk, canter, walk. I can do a flying change. Or I can do a counter canter. It has to be really precise. Like walk, canter, active, under, round, through, engaged.
I want 3 steps of canter. I want 3 steps of walk.
Yeah.
That type of
thing. The horse has to be straight. The horse has to stay through. The horse has to stay active.
Because everything has to be right, and it has to be right now.
Right.
It's not like you get into a shoulder in and you go, oh, I need more angle. I'm going to move my hands over. No, everything has to be right, and then you can apply the aid. And if everything isn't right and you apply the aid, well, then it's not going to be right. And so For me, they were the most difficult thing to learn.
So Hannah's asking the solution for a horse doing half a trot step behind in the change.
That one I might rein back canter.
To get them more on the hind leg.
I might do
because
a
they're
lot
on
of
the forehand.
Yeah, I might do a lot of rein back canter, one step, not like 4 steps, but halt, rein back one canter, halt, rein back one, and make sure it's one step. Not I asked for one step and now I got 2 steps. It's one step and then to canter.
And the other thing, if they're trotting behind, it's usually that they don't have enough activity and impulsion. So
that rein back one step helps the sitting and the sharp off the ground.
Yeah. But it's tricky when they learn like little evasions. And then I think as a rider, teaching the changes, it really is a test of the effectiveness of your aids and also your timing, because you have to be really quick to feel when they're ready, ask for it, fix it if it doesn't happen right. I'm working with my new horse Mick right now on confirming the changes, and it's tricky. You were helping me the other day.
Yeah, because he has a way of doing it, and so he knows that you're starting to ask, and then he starts to take over, and he's out of balance. He doesn't let you set him up. He's like, "Oh, I know, we're doing changes." There's just this fish out of water activity that he's doing.
Yes. By the way, we're starting a new series on our YouTube channel, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be starting this Saturday, and it's a series all about Mick, my new horse, which I'm very excited about. So it kind of is going to take you a little more behind the scenes, because I've been doing YouTube videos for like 6 years now. 5.
Yeah, COVID, which was whatever, 2020.
Yeah. Since before COVID. And so I've done like weekly educational videos every Wednesday, which I'm going to keep doing. But now on Saturdays, we're going to have a behind the scenes with Mick. And the first one releases this Saturday. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. And I kind of take you through like some groundwork, getting to know him, doing our first clinic together, working on the changes. We filmed a cool one today with Mick's siblings. So
the whole family.
We had them all in the cross ties, so that's going to be fun. But I thought that maybe you would enjoy seeing a little bit more behind the scenes. There's some of Herman teaching me on Mick, which is fun.
What day was that? Kane videoed that?
It was like when I first got him a while ago in the spring.
Oh, all right.
So it will be cool for you to see like the progression of how things are progressing with him. And hopefully you're excited for that. Hopefully you're enjoying that. We also filmed today 2 of the other horses. So anyways, I'm not going to give it all away, but there's lots of cool things coming down the pipeline.
Our little horse family.
Yes. But I think it's what I love about the horses is I love that they're all so different. Like they all really have.
It's all different, but it's all the same.
Yes.
Who came by? Oh, and asked about what you did in your lesson. And what was it? Get straighter, put your heels down, right? Who asked that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
And you had just come back from your lesson. And they said, "Oh yeah, we're all working on the same things."
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same and it's different.
But I find it fascinating to figure out how every horse, like you follow the system, right? Like the training scale, the system. But then every horse has this unique little personality that you have to figure out how to work with that horse. Like, for example, Kensington, my FEI horse, he's like so shy and so introverted. So I always have to try to give him confidence. Herman's horse, who I've been riding, is a little bit alpha.
Oh yeah, she's like, I will do it, and she's big.
And she's big.
She's big. She knows she's big. That's really the long and the short of that. She knows she's big.
So with her, you have to be a little more boundary setting and clear. And she's also really hot. So you have to teach her to wait and not just like rush through everything.
Because the balance goes away because she ends up on the forehand doing
right.
Mach 2.
Yeah. But it's cool when you start to figure out like how to work with your horse's personality and what approach your horse needs. because it is a little bit different. And that's why with all of our programs, right, we teach you the system. Like we teach you the training scale. We teach you 30 days to round the system. But then you do need that little bit of individual help or support. Like, oh, my horse is doing this. What should I do?
Right. It's always, okay, your horse should go forward. Well, how much leg? The right amount.
Yes.
I mean, the thing is, yes, your horse must go forward. Well, how much leg do I use? It'll vary. And that's where it's all the same. They must go forward, but how do they go forward and how much leg?
But that's where it becomes, you have to be a feeling rider because they're not machines. So it's not like, I can't tell you
4 pounds.
Right.
4 pounds right hand, 3 pounds of left hand for 3 seconds. And then it'll be your inside leg at 8 pounds for a moment and a half.
That would make our job a lot easier.
It's just not.
We could just document all that.
It's not that kind of party.
Yeah. I mean, you have to like sense and feel what your horse needs before it even happens. So anyways, yes, Stacy's asking, the mix series will be on the regular YouTube channel. So that's all good. Other things that happened exciting this week is we had a guest lecture in Strides with Sabine Shoot-Carey, which was awesome. You listened to it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Listen to the whole thing. You guys covered the Olympics, and then which is interesting, but the nuts and the bolts of it for me is like, what are you doing with your horse? What's your, how do you think about it? What are you trying to achieve when you're sitting on that horse?
What I liked about Sabine was how she talks so much about consistency and how important that is for the horses. Is that like, there's a system that you follow. There's an approach that you follow. Every day is the same, setting your horse up for success, making these little corrections all the time instead of waiting until you have a big problem before you fix it. I thought that was really interesting.
Insightful. That's like, right. I mean, that's problem solving before the problem. That's just creating the foundation so that it doesn't even arise.
Yeah. And the other thing is she talked a lot about focusing on the basics, which is like crazy, right? Because maybe you watch Sabine at the Olympics, at the Tokyo Olympics, doing her Grand Prix, and it was just beautiful and breathtaking. And yet she talks about how much time she spent working on trot, walk, trot transitions, working on trot, canter, trot, working on leg yields, like just such simple work. And the attention to detail in that simple work, which is the foundation. Like the foundation of Piaffe Passage is trot, walk, trot.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't realize that. And it's not enough that your horse just goes trot, walk, trot. Your horse has to do it perfectly on the aids, perfectly in self-carriage, perfectly straight, perfectly rhythmic,
Right. And you do that transition 10,000 times.
Yeah.
And then when you need it, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's the minutia that then creates that performance later.
But that's one thing that is really hard is for those of you who haven't ridden Grand Prix, like you don't know what you don't know. Like you don't know how important the basics are or how solid the basics have to be in order to get to the Grand Prix. And that's something that, you'll figure out on the way. I mean, I never had a trained Grand Prix horse. I had to train it myself and kind of make a lot of mistakes.
It's called on-the-job training.
Yes. We're all doing on-the-job training.
The one thing that she said, which I love because I said the same thing, so of course I love it, is what do you do when a horse is stressed, right? And you never get after it.
That's hard. That's hard to do.
You never get after them. And because I grew up with, I can't tell you how many times, don't let him get away with that. Don't let him get away with that. And which just sort of creates this circle of violence, right? The horse spooks, you get after it. Now it's scared of you too. And because her horse wasn't all that calm.
No, and he was a stallion, and so he'd get tense and also very like herd bound. But what's important to understand though is that you can't get after your horse. Like, you can't punish your horse, but you need to direct your horse. Like,
tell
just
it what to do.
Yes.
Don't tell it what not to do. Don't tell it stop doing that. You say, let's go over here.
Yeah. And that's where she mentioned, like, she would often leg yield him or put him in a shoulder in, or like do something to direct the energy, because you don't want to just be passive, like just going and dropping the reins and when your horse is all tense and just
hoping for the best is no plan.
No. Like, you have to take control of the situation and bend and move your hindquarters over and do this and good job and bend. Like,
and so you deal with the positive.
Yeah.
You deal with it as, this is what we are doing, not grab the reins and say, stop rearing or stop spooking.
Yeah. But that's also where I feel a lot of all of us riders is we wait until we have a problem instead of fixing it before we have a problem. I forget what I was teaching someone online. Gosh, we teach so many people, right? But like, if you're on a horse that's really spooky, you have to really ride their brain. And if you know that your horse is going to spook at the judge's booth, what you need to do is you need to turn early, put your horse and shoulder in, bend them to the inside, yield them past the thing. You can't just go there and then they spook and you're
right.
Like,
so,
you know, it's going to happen.
I mean, in a show situation, you know it's going to happen. And it happened to Jan in Vegas.
I wasn't there.
His mare wouldn't get past
X.
Yeah, well, a little past X, right? So he did the whole test in 2/3 of the arena, right? He couldn't get down to like the RS line, basically. And
but that's the other thing is, you know, as horse people, it's like we've all been there, and I think you always feel empathy for someone that's having a hard time with their horse, because it could be you. You know, you could never sit there and
right. Oh, it'll never happen to me.
No.
It'll happen. It's horses.
Horses have a good way of keeping us very
whatever.
humble.
Barb's trainer of 21 years. Yeah, give him a job. Give him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Make him do something. Don't tell him not to do what he's doing. Make him do something.
Yeah.
And that way you deal with the positive, and then you become part of the solution and not part of the problem.
Right. But you do have to be a leader in that. And the other thing I liked that Sabine really talked about, which was that you need to set your horse up for success. And I say that all the time. So, for example, when I get a new horse, like, I don't just get on and hope that it goes well. I lead it around. I do groundwork. I teach it to put its head down. I teach it to yield in the body. I lunge it. I make sure it canters. I make sure it's relaxed. It's not like I just get on and pray that it goes well.
You're right. I believe in the power of prayer. However, Jesus take the wheel is not a plan.
Not with horses. And the other thing is that if you have a bad experience with your horse, it takes a long time to get over, because not only are you scared, your horse is scared, and it like destroys your confidence. And
your horses. And here's the other thing. A horse's natural response to fear is let's go. So if you're up there afraid, the horse doesn't know that it's making you afraid. The horse just knows we're afraid. And the horse goes, I know what to do when we're afraid. We gallop for the hills and go away from the scary thing. Yeah. And so the horse doesn't know that it's causing your fear. It just knows that there is fear, and it knows how to handle that.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing that they even let us ride them when you think about it, because we're predators, they're prey animals. And so it's just amazing.
They are pretty amazing. They're just so noble. They are so noble.
Yeah.
But like everything, I mean, that's a life lesson right there. You've got to be able to keep your emotions in check.
It's hard.
That's the stuff of life.
Yeah. Stuff of life. Horses make us better people. All right. And all of you in 30 Days to Round, thumbs up. It's been really fun. The 30 Day to Round Facebook group is so cool because everyone is like posting videos, asking questions, helping one another. And I think that that's special that we're able to have a community like that we're really a learning community. And we're all at different parts of our journey. Some of us are farther along than others, but like you said, we're all working on the same stuff. We're all working on those darn trot walk trot transitions.
Like I told Christina, I just want to suck less today than I sucked yesterday.
Yes. But it's fun, when you have those moments. Or I saw a lot of you celebrating your wins in the 30 Day to Round Facebook group. And that's just, that's very cool. Should we answer? There's not too many questions. So if any of you all have questions, put them in the chat. But I was going to go through, let's see, we had some questions from our Stride students about our new mix series. Should we answer them? Oh, what are our horses?
I don't know about we answer. That might be a you answer.
Well, you can answer about your horse. What are your horse's strengths and weaknesses? How do you adapt your training to it?
Well, that's easy because you just told everybody that my horse is a little hot and she's hot. And
is that a strength or a weakness?
It's both. It's both. The fact that she knows she's big and gets a little, that's maybe not her structure, but she is beautiful and moves well. And so those big lofty gaits with that forward, that's what we want. But I have got to get that under control in the sense of balance and supple so that she can't use those same things to come off of the aids.
Yeah. All right. I'll say
that's one of those things, be careful what you pray for. You might just get it, right? So you want these things, but then when you have them, you actually have to ride them. And then that, you got to bump up your game.
It's true. I'll say that for Mick, it's kind of the same thing because Mick has really, really big gaits. Like he's a very big, lofty mover, which is his strength. And it's also his weakness because he moves so big. And because of that, he's not always active and engaged enough behind. And that's part of the problem with the flying changes is that he doesn't really coordinate his legs very well. So it's tricky for him to do a flying change. All right. Diana's asking what qualities you look for in acquiring your own horses.
Well, I'd say there's 5 things: rideability, right? The gaits, the rideability, conformation, and then rideability. It's the temperament. You've got to get on and feel like, wow, this horse wants to work, and that you're making a connect. Well, I do. I want to feel that connection a little bit to the horse's mind, where it feels willing and it wants to try. And the rest of it, yes, it's important. I'm not saying that the other stuff isn't important, but there are no perfect horses, and so I just like to have that feeling that the horse is like, hey, what are you doing? What are we trying to get to? That's just a feeling.
Yeah. And that's why I always like to ride my horses. I've never bought a horse off a video. Have I? No.
You've always ridden them.
Yeah.
And now on that note, I mean, you could get lucky and buy a horse
We've
off
had
a video.
clients get very lucky.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like.
But we've also had, one for sure stands out, right? And then
not get lucky.
Well, and 3 of them not get lucky. You buy a horse off a video and just
because sometimes what happens too, even when you see a horse in person, is you'll see the horse and you'll be like, wow, that horse is really beautiful, or it looks like a really nice horse. And then you get on it and it just doesn't click with you, or the feeling is it's really strong, or it's crooked, or it's just doesn't. When you get on a horse, the horse has to kind of be willing to adapt to you a little bit.
How does that go? No. First you go with the horse, then the horse goes with you.
Yeah.
And then you guys go together.
Yeah, for sure. And so when I'm trying horses, I always watch the rider ride them first. That's big tip. Never get on a horse that they won't ride first. but you watch how they ride the horse. You get on, you try to ride the same exercises, the same style as they're used to being ridden. Then you say, okay, maybe you try some like different exercises, but there's some horses that you get on and you just feel kind of the eject button. You know what I mean? Like they just don't want you on their back. They don't like, they're uncomfortable. They don't like you, whatever. Like it just doesn't click.
Yep.
And other horses you get on and you're like, yeah, okay, it's never familiar feeling to ride a horse for the first time. Like you're never totally like, this is my horse Kensington who I've ridden every day for the past 5 years. You never have that feeling, but there's some horses that you get on and you're just like, I like this horse versus others.
So, and which is yay for my mare again, right? I got on my mare and was like, wow, this feels good. And you got on her and we were like, this is a nice horse, right? Because there's just a feeling there.
Yeah. Okay. How do you handle the warm-up for each of your different horses?
That I don't vary that too much for the horse. I always kind of start off very safe, make sure everything's groovy, and then start to expand out. Now, on the horses that are farther along and you're a little more comfortable, I'll expand sooner and do more. But the ones that are a little, I'll stay in that smaller space and just keep them safe, just making them feel comfortable.
And it depends. Like some of them I do, if I have a new horse or a young horse, I do groundwork with them every single day until I'm like very confident that I can get on them. I think that's really important. I always, like usually if I have a 5-year-old, I do groundwork with it every day for a long time because I just I want to know that I can get on and be confident. And then kind of depending on the horse's temperament, if it's a really hot horse, the warm up is like slow and calming. If it's a laid back horse, the warming is a little bit more awake. So anyways, I have to get on another call. We have to fix our websites. We're having some website issues. Right. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this. We look forward to
seeing you guys every week. I mean,
next Thursday. I know a lot of you also listen to this on our podcast, Dressage with Amelia. So thanks for listening in. Please share our videos and our podcast if you enjoy them with a riding friend that you think might enjoy that. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. All right. Good night, everyone.